statements. Mix-ins, huh? We learnt about mix-in. So we discussed about what is a mix-in, huh? And in mix-in, what is the concept about mix-in is reusability. We can keep some set of logic and we can access and use from any another one function. So Sass function. Okay, so here the functions and mix-ins look similar. So for mix-in we use at-the-net mix-in and function we use at-the-net function. But what is difference is, so function returns what we have to do, that means how it is different from a mix-in. Actually mix-in is void type. Void type means it will not return any value. It will have just only a function. So whereas function returns a value. It returns a value. That means it is used for building expression. That means syntactically we write function. So calculate, and this calculate function will take some parameters, and what it will do is it will return, by using return keyword, it will return some value. So by using expression, it returns a value or an expression that returns value. That is how actually function works in general. So here function is accessible directly by using the reference name, whereas mix-in is accessible by using which keyword? Include. By using include keyword we access the mix-in. Function is accessible directly. It is mostly used for building expressions. I told you formulas, expressions. For example, see here, suppose I am configuring here some value return, right? So we will use, means I will write a simple logic here. Suppose there is an ordered list or unordered list or a table. Table width is set to some 400. Table have border and TR and TH, some name and some price. So we are having some row, T body, and we have TR, TD, some ampersand NBSP semicolon. TD ampersand NBSP semicolon. Okay, like this we are having some rows. Okay. Now in this table, that is a table we are having. In this table we want to apply effects for cells. Now for even row, it should apply some color. Odd row, another color. How you know whether it is even or not? So usually these rows have the numbers. So first row, second row, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of these, how do you know which one is even? So we need a formula. The formula is the value is modulus divided by 2 and remainder is 0. That means you have to take the value, divide by 0. But divide by 0 is divide by 2. Divide is actually slash. But slash returns quotient value. We want remainder value. Then we use percent. This is modulus. Modulus means it returns a remainder value. So if the value divided by 2 and the remainder is 0, then it is an even. Otherwise odd. Like that we calculate actually. Based on that we apply. Then how do you write the formulas and return the results? Whether even or not, how we define them. Suppose we are writing here at the net function. Function here is get even. How it will get the even? So we will pass a value. That means we will use dollar, so value. So this value it should take. That means what we have to do here at the net, return, right? Return dollar value divided by 2 and equal to 0. That's what it has to do. So return 0. This is a simple option. That means it will take the value and it will divide it by 2 and it will return 0. It will be true or false. It will be true or false because it is an expression which is comparing with 0 na? Comparison. Any comparison returns true or false. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal. This is equal. So later you will learn in JavaScript operators actually what is difference between equal and double equal. This first equal is called assignment. Second one is called compare. That means the first equal assigns the right value to left. And this one compares the value with it. After comparison, it will return true if both are equal. It returns false if it is empty. Right? It is going to return true or false. Either true or false it will return. So now what is the result of this function? Is true or false? Now what we have to do is, so we need to define wherever true, then apply some value. Wherever false, another value. Like this we need some calculations to happen and return that calculation. Then this is generally referred as functions. So we can use anything. Not only this, for example, suppose I will tell you simple at the net function. I will put a here set padding, and this padding, set padding is a function. Actually, there is a padding option, dollar padding. The padding is some 2 pixel, right? What this will do, it should return at the net what? Return. So dollar padding into 10. Like this we are defining return. It should return that value. That means whenever you apply some padding, it should return with 10. For example, I am adding here wherever table row is there, not table row, table cell. What we will do here, we need to apply padding. So for applying padding, what we do, the padding must be multiplied, right? Just we call the function here padding. It will be coming from set padding. Set padding, that means it will return how much now? It will return 20 for this. It will return 20 for this. That means the padding of every cell will be how much? 20. So it is doing some calculation and returning. As I told you, later you can do lot of calculations. It is Sass, what it is? effects.scss, effects.css. So that means it will keep padding. That 20 pixel padding came for all of them. It depends how you are configuring and how you are defining. That means what we are doing here, this padding 20, so minus 10, I am giving like this. That means it returns the value and returns one more time. I will compile and it is going to adjust. That means actually it is 20 minus 10. And here I defined here as 1. It will be, so it will be how much? 10. That means it will not have any padding. Suppose I defined, suppose 1.5 pixel, then compile. Based on that, it is going to apply the padding. Right? That means what it will do, multiply by 10 minus 10. Or your wish, you can do anything. Just I am giving a small formula. So what is the purpose of function? It will do some calculation and it is going to return some result. So here, so how you know odd or even? To know odd or even, to apply based on odd or even, I told you, if you remembered, there is a function nth child. Remember the nth child, we used even. If it is true, it is going to apply. You have seen this, huh? Do you know what it is? It is a function. It is a function which is calculating so that value and it is returning true or false. That means it is actually a function. Nth child, nth of type. Those are all functions only. How they created the function in such a way that it will identify even. Just now you saw the formula, na? Right? That means by using that, so suppose I am creating a function. What is that function at the net? So function is, so verify even, okay? And it will take here a value. After that, just now I showed you, like it will return what? So dollar value, so modulus division by 2 and remainder is equal to 0. That means what it is going to do now, suppose verify even. how do we apply? We learned conditions now, right? So we need to get the number of this particular row. Suppose rows are there. Rows we need to verify. Suppose we will write here TR. So for TR, we want to apply some effects for table row. Here I am writing a condition. If, what is that here? So nth child, we know na nth. Nth, you can see it is asked, this is already some default function. If, what is the function name we have? Function name is verify even. Verify even, we will take the value. So value, any value. Suppose this value divided by 2. That means suppose I said 4. What it will return, is it even or not? If it is even, then what should happen? So then it should apply some background color. Background color is which one? Yellow. That means just, this is not the solution. I just given a point here. That means now what you are doing, you are applying color for cell only if this value is even. If it is not even, we are not going to apply, right? This is not the original formula, just I am giving a rough point here. This is how they return nth child, nth of type and all, ready-made functions. For that, actually, you need to learn a lot of operators. So arithmetic, logical, relational, so many types of operators are there. In JavaScript, you will learn them, operators. So you can design such complex operations after learning those operators. As of now, that much logical concept not required. You just need to have this example. This is enough simply. I will just give this example. This is effects.ses. I am not giving much example here, index.html, because those you will able to do after all the programming knowledge, right? So this is difference. What is difference between a function and a mixin? Mixin will not return values, functions will return values, right? That is. Next important, one more thing you need to learn here basically, that is imports. Importing, so also Sass modules we can say. Sass modules we can say. Actually, a module is nothing but, a module is a set of variables, functions, and mixins. A module means set of variables, functions, and mixins. What is the purpose is, you can build your custom library using module system and import into any application. It enables reusability and easy extensibility. These are all it can do. It enables reusability and easy extendability. Sass modules, so means a set of variables, functions, and mixins. What is the purpose of module is, I will tell you one simple example. You used Bootstrap. In Bootstrap CSS, how many components are there? So many. Alerts, forms, carousels, nav bars, right? Buttons, forms. So what they have actually done is, for every component, they have a separate SCSS. For every component, they have separate SCSS. Buttons separate, drop down separate, carousel separate. Then how all are working from one file? You are importing only bootstrap file. And how all are working? Because they haven't written everything in one file. They written all in separate files and they imported into one file. And that one file is what? Bootstrap.css. What is advantage is, already we learned what is the drawback in using external file. External CSS file. What is the drawback? Why it will slow? Why it will be slow? Because if you use the external file, number of requests will increase. If number of requests increase, the page load time increase. Suppose you have alerts SCSS. You have carousel SCSS, buttons SCSS. For everyone, there is a separate CSS and you are linking them, then burden will increase. Then what you can do, the code from all of them, you can import into one place and you can use from there, right? That is what advantage of modules. That means we can separately maintain everybody. You see, actually, every Sass file starting with name, starting with underscore in name, underscore in name is considered as a module. Every Sass file starting with underscore in name is considered as a module. So what we have to do is underscore module name dot SCSS. That's how we create. So if you don't use underscore for name, then it is not meant for implementation. It's not meant for implement. So here we can import this into another file. So you can import the module logic into another file by using @import statement. That's what you can do. So you see now here, I will create one example here. Let's see. Generally, suppose in this SCSS folder, I am creating in the SCSS folder, I am creating a separate folder, library. I am creating a folder library. In this library folder, I am having a new file. Suppose I have table underscore table dot SCSS, underscore table dot SCSS, underscore table dot SCSS. In this table related some effects I will give. That means I will just give here. So wherever table is there, some font family Arial, okay. Wherever table row with child is odd, we will put some background color. Background color some, so aqua marine. So nth child as even. Then I will put background color as aqua teen white. Okay, this is the table effects we are adding. Some table related effects we are configuring. Okay, that is the table. Next, I'm adding one more file, underscore headings dot sess. In that headings dot sess, so we have suppose separate heading related effects. So background color yellow, suppose color as red, text align center, padding as 4 pixel, like this we define. Now headings separates SCSS, table separate SCSS. In our index page, suppose we have heading as products table. Now what happens? We need to maintain a CSS. You have to compile this one CSS will come. You compile this, another CSS will come. These two you have to link to this page. Instead of that, you can import these two into this and you can link only this. That means even hundreds of CSS are present. You can link only one file. But how that file can have all these effects? Just what you have to do at the net, import. Import what? So we have to import from a separate folder from library. From library, there is a file. What is it? Headings. Okay. So another one we need to import. So what we have to import from library? That is table SCSS. That is table. That's it. File name not required. Just dot extension not required. Just name is enough. These are called modules. Right? That means now in those modules, whatever logic is there, it will come and combine here. Let's run this and see, just run this. effects.scss into CSS and see the HTML page that is applied. That is applied. Actually, there are two files. Now, two files you are not linking those two files. You are linking only one file. This is the process of reducing the number of requests. How you can reduce the number of requests? With one request, we can access multiple. Now see, actually effects.css automatically the logic of two files is copied into one file. But we are not writing that. We are actually just importing those two. And whatever library is there, it will come here. Whatever they written in this. This is how actually every library is built. They will keep separate files. You observe here in a node modules, bootstrap, in that SCSS, you see they have a file for every accordion one file, alert one file, badge one file, buttons one file, card one file, and all are having underscore prefix, means they are modules. Now where they are imported, all their logic is imported into one file, bootstrap.scss. That is the reason you see bootstrap SCSS we have. In bootstrap SCSS all imports are there. In bootstrap SCSS only imports are there. That is the reason it is having just only 52 lines logic, but it extracts into 10,000. Why? Because the logic from all these files will come. So this will reduce the number of requests. So what is the advantage of this system? So it enables reusability and easy to extend. Not only that, So it will reduce the number of requests for page. It will reduce the number of requests per page and improves the page load time. The page load time. These are the points. Now this is one simple example. I will copy this. So what you do, add a new folder, library, into SRC Sass folder and add following files. What are the files we need to add? One is underscore alerts.sess. Alerts.sess, not alerts, what we given headings, heading dot sess, heading dot sess. This is the logic. This is the logic. Another one, table dot sess. In that table related logic, we have table related logic. That is the table related logic. And one more file, effects.sess. No underscore for this because it is not a module. That is defined by using this technique. Just you need to import these two and we need to define. Right now, example, index.html. In index.html, you have to just link the effects.css. That's it. It is going to apply effects for everybody. That's the point. So this is called module system. How we can use the Sass modules and use them. Right? So in Sass, you need to know about functions, about mixins. Another one is, so we need to know about modules, right? What is a module? Set of variables, function and mixins. We can configure all the modules, we can import and we can use. Right? This is all the basic thing you need to know about Sass. Later you learn programming and you can learn more while working with programming. Right? This is enough to understand. So the summary I will give, what you learned in this is about CSS preprocessor and features, variables and statements and mixins, functions. Another one is modules. These are the points. Like actually Sass, there is another preprocessor called less. But these days majority people use Sass over less, but not compulsory that everybody have to do that. So some companies may be using less. What is difference is both are same. Only the point, less belongs to some another vendors community. Their syntax is little different. Just declaration of variables and all are same concepts. Even you have mixins, functions, if condition, for loops. Only the point, syntax is different. Syntax means instead of dollar, there we use @ and other. I will upload one document, you go through it. I am not teaching you that, not required also. One is enough. Another, I will upload a help document, you go through it, you practice by yourself that less if you want, right? But actually Sass is enough. Huh? So I will upload this document. So where is this document? In notes it is there, a full stack. So this is less document. Okay, this is the less document. You can go through that. This is the less document. I will upload this into Classroom. You check it. Okay. So all information about less, how to install less, right? How to use the programs and all. Their extension will be what? Dot less. And parent and child, how to use, same thing. Only the point is here the variables will start with at the net. Our variables start with dollar, right? So rest of all logics will be similar. Huh? Whatever I showed you, variables, how the colors will affect, right? All these options are same. So these are all the options: addition, subtraction, multiplication, functions, how to use the functions and define them. Just example will be there, you check them. Okay, so these are the simple examples. Huh? If conditions, how to write them, and all of this. Okay, na? Same here also, functions will be there. Here also mix-ins will be there. And the way of using mix-in is little different here. The how to define a mix-in, how to use a mix-in, little different. Just you can go through the document, you will get it. This I will upload into Classroom, right? But you mostly practice with Sass. Having a knowledge of less is good. Rarely it may be useful for you. Okay. Now next, after understanding all this, now we need to go into the concept of working with now JavaScript. We are going to start understanding and working with JavaScript. Right? So we have till now seen all the presentations: HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and Sass, right? Now what is JavaScript and what is the concept of JavaScript, right? Let's see. Generally, we will be little more professional in understanding, not like other people just, right? Because when you ask anybody what is JavaScript, people have a limited knowledge about it. And due to that, they think JavaScript is something different. And generally, if you ask what is the JavaScript, out of 195 people will answer it is a client-side script. And whoever tells that it is a client-side script, he don't know JavaScript. The first point, because what you listen about it from various people is different, what exactly it is different. So because people around you or people who tell you about something, they may not know professionally about it. That is the reason a lot of confusion and difference is there, right? We will make it clear. We will see perfectly what it is today. Because majority of people know JavaScript means client-side script, right? So even several videos, tutorials will tell you like that, which is not correct. So JavaScript is nothing but technically JavaScript. It is a lightweight interpreted and just in time just in time, JIT, compiled programming language. It is a lightweight, interpreted and just-in-time compiled programming language. This is the official definition of JavaScript from the people who built it. Right? People who designed JavaScript, what they tell about JavaScript definition is this. So JavaScript is lightweight, interpreted and just-in-time compiled programming language. That is the point actually. So what is the meaning of this? We will see. So why it is called like that? What is the meaning of this? Because actually, so first thing you should know is it is a programming language. Until now you learned HTML, which is a presentation language. What is difference between presentation language and programming language? Presentation language just used for presenting contents. But a programming language is used to handle communication between the user and computer. A programming language can take the input from user, it can process the input, it can generate a response for the input he given and gives the response. That means you can talk, you can interact, right? JavaScript is a programming language, means it allows interaction with user. It handles communication between the user and the system. So it is lightweight. That is okay. Lightweight means it is not heavy, because several programming languages are legacy. They need more memory to operate. They are very heavy. But it is a lightweight. Another one, interpreted. Interpreted is nothing but usually, so first I will give here what is interpreted. Right? That is the question. Generally, a computer can understand only by binary code. That means it can understand only binary code, bytes, bit language, bit code. So you are using English, but computer cannot understand English. It can understand only binary code. That means the clients means users, client or users native language need to be converted into binary. That means you use English, you use Chinese, Japanese, Korean, so many. Programming languages are not only just in English, they are present in different languages, right? Java, .NET, like C, C++, you may see in English, but there are so many others. For example, I will tell you one simple point. Suppose, do you know why majority of software engineers prefer their career overseas, in US and Canada only? US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, only these. Not in Japan, Korea, Israel. Do you know Japanese, Korean, Israel? These people's softwares are 10 times higher than what softwares you are currently learning. Understood? They are 10 times higher than what softwares you are learning. That means the softwares that you are currently learning or using, those people's software, Japan, Israel, and Koreans, including Chinese, these people's softwares are 10x forward than you. To reach their level, it will take 10 years for you. By that time, they will be more forward than you. Understand? That means, do you know Japanese software engineer salary is 4 times more than US software engineer? So out of 100, 60% NASA scientists are Israel. You know, world's top intelligent people, Jewish. Jews are known as world's top intelligent people, Jewish. So almost 60% of NASA is Jewish, right? That means their people, scientists, scientifically high. Even India also shares the cyber security from Israel only. Israel maintains the cyber security and all from Israel only. Indians have a collaboration with them. So the point is, they are highly technical. That means your softwares are nothing before them. They have more highly qualified softwares, professional softwares, right? Then why you are not learning them? So if you are passionate about skills, you are passionate about technology, then why you are not learning them? Because Japanese are too far from us in artificial intelligence and all, right? Their kids, their school kids will prepare artificial intelligence apps. In their schools, kids will prepare artificial intelligence apps, right? That is their technology. Then why people don't go there? Only the point is, their all softwares are in their own language. Japanese software, Japanese language. Chinese software, Chinese language. That is the reason Chinese people will hack our websites, everything. Not only ours, everybody's. Chinese people even hack NASA websites also. But nobody can touch Chinese people. Why? Because nobody knows that. Right? That means you cannot handle them because they are in their own native. Right? Native. That means even their spacecrafts, space related any launching, everything is in Chinese zone. That means by mistake an American astronaut get into Chinese spacecraft, he can't do anything. Even he is an astronaut. Because he can't understand anything there. Everything Chinese. Software is Chinese. So the point is, what native language you are using, an electronic device don't know. So any language you may use in the front end need to be finally translated into binary. Even if it is a Chinese or Japanese or Israeli, you can handle it if you know binaries. That means if you can handle binary, you can rewrite them. You can control them, right? That means the point is, everything need to be translated. And how the translation happens? So, programming languages are translated by using two techniques. So one is interpreted, another one is compiled. What is difference is interpreted is line by line translation. Line by line translation. That means it will translate line by line. That means if you write 10 lines, all lines are not translated at a time. Only one by one, line by line. So JavaScript is an interpreted language. Means in JavaScript how the translation happens, line by line translation happens. And not only that, actually compiled translates all lines simultaneously at the same time, simultaneously at the same time. All lines are translated at a time. That is compiled. And speciality about JavaScript is it is compiled also. That means JavaScript can use both techniques. So many programming languages, either they are interpreted or they are compiled. But JavaScript is both interpreted as well as compiled. It can be interpreted line by line translation or it can be compiled. Compiled means all lines in the program are translated at a time. And now important is actually compiled programs are compiled program approach will be in two ways. Compiled program approach will be in two ways. We have JIT, another one is AOT. JIT and AOT. So just in time and ahead of time. We have two types of compiling techniques. Just in time, ahead of time. So that means JavaScript actually it is interpreted as well as it is compiled. And very important is generally what is JIT, what is AOT, what is difference between these two is. So actually difference is nothing but suppose difference between these two techniques is suppose we have browser. So we have browser and we have a page. This is the page. And actually what happens is in this page we have some script written. We written some script. Some script is written. Now what happens is this script this need to be translated. This script need to be translated. Then what happens is this page loads that script into browser and translates in the browser. That means it is translated live in the browser when it is requested. That means it is not translated and kept. It is translated only when you want it. That means you requested a page at the time of requesting. Now the page will load the script here and it will translate in the browser. That means is it predefined translated code? No. It is translated only when it is requested. It is translated in the browser and it is given to browser. This mechanism is called JIT, just in time. Just in time means JavaScript code is translated in the browser. It is translated in the browser. That is just in time. So JIT refers to translating technique where the code is translated in browser. The code is translated in browser. That is what JIT is. But these days, generally several applications are using JavaScript. Currently we are using JavaScript in page. But several applications are using JavaScript. Applications are using JavaScript means actually this is being used in application. This is used in application. Actually JavaScript is used in applications like Angular, like React, like Vue, so many. These technologies are also using this JavaScript code. they are using JavaScript code. Just up to last 1-2 years only, up to 1-2 years, last 2 years, up to 2 years, these technologies also use JIT mechanism. That means what they do, they compile JavaScript in where browser. That is becoming a very big problem, and lot of issues are coming. That's the reason recently, from past 2-3 years only, so we started a new technique of compiling. We call it as AOT. So then what these technologies will do is, they will translate here in the application itself. They will not translate in browser. They will translate in application. They translate in application, and finally the code is sent, result is sent here. Right? That means it is not translated in the browser, it is translated ahead of browser. This mechanism is called AOT. Angular, React, Vue, all these technologies started AOT recently. Earlier they were also using JIT. Right? So if JavaScript is being used by other technologies, they are now following a new concept. What is that concept? AOT. AOT. That means AOT refers to translating technique where the code is translated at application level. So this is followed. So it is mostly used by libraries and frameworks using JavaScript. Frameworks that are using JavaScript. So this is like React, like Angular, like Vue, like Backbone, all this. Backbone, like Ember, like Knockout, so many are there. They are following those techniques. They are following the techniques, right? That is what AOT technique is. So 1 second. Okay, so we have two compiling techniques. What are those? One is JIT, another one AOT. What is JIT? Just in time I told you. What is it does means translated at browser level, and AOT means translated at application level. So is everybody using AOT? No. The frameworks and libraries which are using JavaScript in the background, so they are using this AOT technique. And this is very recent technique of that, right? And actually interpreter is what? So JavaScript interpreter is inside browser engine. Is inside browser engine, and the JavaScript compilers are explicitly available. Like we have V8 and we have Babel. These are the JavaScript compilers. Interpreter, you don't need to download or install or do anything, because interpreter is present inside a browser itself. Every browser engine have a JavaScript interpreter. In the introduction I given you browser architecture. In the browser architecture you have seen there is an interpreter. JavaScript interpreter is there in the browser architecture. And the browser which is not inside browser, they are using compilers like V8, Babel, all these are. For example, majority of technologies use this compiler called Babel. This is Babel. It is a JavaScript compiler. So the modern JavaScript is compiled, processed by using this compiler. This is called Babel. All technologies in the modern JavaScript, they are using Babel only. React, Angular, Vue, everybody uses this compiler only, right? So this is basically the meaning. This is the meaning of this line. Understood? So JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted, and just-in-time compiled programming language. Now, from recent days, you can add one more line. Not only just-in-time, it is AOT also. Ahead of time compiled programming language, right? So this is official, actually. So that is the official definition I will show you. So I will show the official definition here. So this is MDN. This is MDN, official MDN. Yeah, this is MDN JavaScript. This is official MDN JavaScript. This is official MDN. Actually, MDN, this Mozilla Developers Network, it is actually MDN, right? It is maintained by a person called Brendan Eich. It is maintained by a person called Brendan Eich. This Mozilla company, this Mozilla Firefox browser, you know Mozilla Firefox. So that is designed by this person, Brendan Eich. And he is the father of JavaScript. He invented JavaScript. And this is the official website. So from where you can get the documentation of JavaScript, because it is from the people who built it. So he developed JavaScript. He invented JavaScript. And see, so this is the definition. This is the definition. JavaScript is a lightweight and it is interpreted or just-in-time compiled programming language. Others we will see now, right? So this is the first important. This is the first important point. Remember, this is the definition from the person who invented it. Now, somebody says this is JavaScript is this, JavaScript is that, that is all nonsense, right? We don't even listen or consider that. Why? Because see, you can also have a YouTube channel. You can start teaching JavaScript without knowing what it is, right? We don't care, right? There is no official certification for these things, right? Who is training JavaScript? We don't know. You see, worldwide, so many people, not worldwide, India-wide, I will tell you. People follow websites like Tutorial Point, you know Tutorial Point, W3 schools, right? You see Tutorial Point, videos will be there. One person will be standing and explaining the video. For every technology, for every technology. You name the technology, he will be there explaining the technology. Do you know he is not a technical person? He is a narrator. Narrator means he is just reading and telling you. Reading and telling you. He don't know anything. So that means he just explains everything. Just because they have a predefined prototype. That means they have predefined prototype. Prototype means what they have ready-made. Those ready-made content they have to explain. Sometimes a person will appear. Sometimes a person will not appear. On screen will be there and he will be explaining the content. That means he is not the technician. He is just narrator, presenter. presenter, right? Everybody follows the same strategy, right? So due to that, what happens is you can't just depend on them. And whatever definitions they say, they may not be accurate. And that is not great to follow everywhere. So better follow from official resources who invented them. Because these are predefined. Predefined means, for example, I will tell you, in our Naresh technologies, we are teaching Java, .NET and all these technologies and all, right? Online, there are so many course providers, na? Who are there? Can you tell online? So many course learning software people are there. Who are they? Scalar, IntelliPath, EduRamp. You are watching so many videos, na? Big learning or something. So many are there, na? Almost everybody, I personally saying, almost everybody of these people have contacted me. I have their official mails also. Everybody contacted me to train in JavaScript or React or Angular or .NET. Because those are my technologies. Everybody contacted me. So already in Hyderabad, so many faculties are there. They are already training in those websites. Everybody contacted. Almost everybody contacted. So even we have just yesterday, I will show you, right? Just yesterday only, I got one more here. Where is it? Yeah, this is from EduRamp. This is from EduRamp. This is from EduRamp. Official from EduRamp. This is official from EduRamp. EduRamp is one of the popular learning. And they just came up that we need a trainer for this. Are you interested to train? Right? So just I got this yesterday. Right? Package, you can't believe the package what they give. If you know the package, you will leave all software jobs and come to training. Right? Why? Because do you know, I will tell a simple sample average. I will tell average. So suppose here in Amirpet, a trainer is training you, depending on experience. Depending on experience. For training 1 hour class, so 1 hour class, he takes 14,000. 14,000 per 1 hour. Understood? Understood? Right? That means good experience. Good experienced people. Right? At corporate level, so we just get corporate level training. Suppose they say that here means course wise. Here course wise. At corporate level, they will come and ask like we have 2 days weekend training because I freelance for HP, Hewlett Packard, right? And they come for a 2 days training. They will say that you need to train these people 2 days on this technology, daily 5 hours. And for that, starting package will be 3 to 4 lakhs. For 2 days, 10 hours. Saturday, Sunday, 5 hours, 5 hours. That's it. Right? And don't take this in mind because now everybody don't want to become a trainer. Right? Because it's not easy to become a trainer. Right? So it will take a lot of complexity in that. Because even people who are working in real time for more than 20 years, 25 years, they fail as trainers. Means they have good subject. But the point is how to present, what not to present, that is the problem. Even 10, 20 years, 15 years experience people come and they try to take classes. In 1-2 days they fail. But they have good subject. They know everything. They are working. They solve any problem. But they can't present. Right? That is the reason there is a lot of demand corporate level trainings. Lot of demand in the corporate level trainings. I will show you that invoice also if you want, right? So whenever time permits, I will show you the tariff. That means how they pay the trainers. That means, so it is 1 month, 2 months of training for, then it will be from 5 to 10 lakhs. Right? Just for one batch. Right? That depends. That is the corporate tariff actually. At MNC levels and medium scale companies also, that is the corporate tariff. Right? Corporate tariff. Officially they follow the tariff. Right? That is the point. So here the point is everybody starts explaining the subject. On YouTube these days, so many videos. So problem is majority of the times it is miscommunicated. Sometimes everybody have their own idea of presenting, due to that original definition are lost. Right? That is the reason. So we need to know the original concept. So that is the reason I am picking all definitions from the people who built it. So that no controversy will be there about the definitions you are learning. Because what he asks in interview, that is officially with the same definition what is built by the people who designed that technology. Right? That is the reason all the definitions I pick from there and I give it to you. Right? So JavaScript means majority everybody tells client-side script, but we will not say that. JavaScript is a language, and very important, JavaScript is used everywhere. Actually, JavaScript is supports various programming approaches. JavaScript supports various programming approaches. Various programming approaches means different types of programming approaches, like you have functional programming, we have structural programming, we have imperative programming, so we have object oriented programming. There are so many types of programming approaches. You are going to learn about them, you will see. So JavaScript supports different types of programming approaches, like structural, imperative, functional, and all this. Right? What is the point is functional, structural, imperative programming, these are all different concepts of programming for different situations. So we will learn about them. That means if you are developing an application for a finance like bank or somebody, then you need to follow different approach. If you are building for shopping or something, ERP, then another approach. Like that, for different concepts, different programming approaches are required. And JavaScript supports a lot of programming approaches: functional, structural, imperative, object-oriented. You will learn them. You will see how they will work. What is difference, you will understand. I am not explaining difference now, because that you will gradually learn. One by one, topic wise, you will understand about that. So it supports all these programming approaches. And very important is JavaScript is not an OOP language. It supports only few features of OOPs. So this is very important, because many people are miscommunicated with this. Generally, many times when even interviews, people ask JavaScript is an OOP language or not. JavaScript is not a OOP language, but it supports some features of OOPs. Having some features of OOP doesn't mean that it is a OOP, right? So if anyone asks, are there any OOP features in JavaScript? Yes. Is JavaScript a OOP language? No. So it is not a OOP language, but some features are there. Why it is not a OOP language? Because all features are not supported. Whatever OOP language needs, they are not supported. Only some of them are supported. So it's not a OOP language. So it is a general programming language for all. And important, JavaScript is used. JavaScript is used. So it is used in various ways. JavaScript is used. Number one, client side. JavaScript is used server side. JavaScript is used in database. JavaScript is used in animations also. So JavaScript is not a client-side language. It is used even in server side. You don't know, it doesn't mean that it is only what you know. Right? So that means majority people don't know this. They know JavaScript only as one side. What is it? Client. But JavaScript is not just client side. JavaScript is client side. It is used server side. It is used in databases. Actually, client side it is used with HTML. Server side it is used with Node.js. And in database it is used in software like MongoDB. In animations it is used like 3ds Max. It is used in CAD systems. It is used in Flash-like softwares. So it is used in various animation softwares also. So JavaScript is used in various places. So it is used client side, it is used server side, it is used in database, it is used in animations. So that is the reason never say that it is a client side script, right? Always say that it is a language which can be used in various application areas. Client side, server side, database, in animations. Except animations, you will see all three here. In our course, you are going to learn client-side JavaScript, server-side JavaScript, database JavaScript also. You are going to use in three places. So then you will get a conclusion and clarity that it is not a client-side script. Because you are going to use it in server-side also. You are going to use in database also. So it is client-side, server-side, database, and in animations. Now the question is, so here, what is the role of JavaScript client side? Why it is called JavaScript? What is it? All we will discuss. Evaluation also we will see. Now the point is, what is the role of JavaScript client side? First, we will learn how to use JavaScript client side. Then we will see server side and all. What is the role of JavaScript client side? What is its responsibility? Here also, people know, majority of people know one answer about it. Whoever learned JavaScript with Java, .NET, PHP, Python, all these technologies, for them they teach JavaScript like JavaScript is used for validations. And this is the answer you will get from everybody who learned JavaScript with Java, .NET, PHP, Python. Those people have only one definition about JavaScript. They will say that JavaScript is used for validations. Because there they teach only that point about JavaScript. But actually, what is the role of JavaScript? Originally, what is its purpose? How it is used? Actually, the role of JavaScript is used client side. It is used client side. JavaScript, this is client side, right? JavaScript is used client side for handling. First thing is for handling DOM manipulations. It is used for handling DOM manipulations. So JavaScript is used client-server for handling DOM manipulations. What is meant by DOM manipulation? DOM means we know document object model. DOM manipulation means actually adding element into DOM. So removing element from DOM, updating data into element. So creating custom elements. All this comes under DOM manipulation. So these are all DOM manipulations. So JavaScript is used for DOM manipulation. Suppose adding element into DOM means you can add a new element into page. You can remove elements from the page. You can update data into elements. All these activities are done by using JavaScript. For example, you see you entered something wrong. Then one message comes, invalid. So you entered correct. That message changes to valid. Means what it is happening? It is updating data in the element. Updating data in the element means previously it was invalid, now it is valid. That means in a paragraph you written some data that is static. But now in a paragraph you can change data. Situation wise you can display what you want. You can update the data. So that is what actually the point. Adding, removing also. Suppose you want to attach a file. If you want to attach a file, you click on attach. Then it will give one box. In that box you can drop the file. That box is not there until you click attach. That means now what attach have done? It added a new element into the page. Adding elements into the page, removing elements from the page, updating data into elements. You can create your own elements. So all such things we can do. That is called DOM manipulation. So JavaScript is very special in doing that. Another important is browser interactions. It is used to handle browser interactions. That means location access, so history access, so navigator access. All these are done by using browser interactions. Location access, history access, navigator access. Location access means, whenever you open a website, they ask allow your location, right? So when you allow location, what they can do? They can identify from which city, which place you are accessing, and they can get that information. How? JavaScript. Right? That means they can even access your history. What pages you visited, which page you last visited. They can access your browser information. For example, you are watching some website, you are opening some website on browser. Then that website alerts. It alerts and tells you that you are using a old version browser, please update. How it knows on my computer which version I am using? That means how that website knows the version of browser in my computer. Some website says that please update your OS, please update your version. How they know that I am not using that version? That means my browser related information is known to them. That is done by JavaScript navigator. All these are the interactions, browser interactions. These days websites ask allow cookies, right? That means collecting your information, giving your information access, everything JavaScript on. So JavaScript is used in DOM manipulations. It is used in browser interactions, and it is used in validations, client-side validations. So majority people give this third one as a major answer, but the major is DOM manipulations, browser interactions. Client-side validations means whenever you try to submit some data, it will verify is the data correct or not. Earlier, what we have to do, we need to handle that server side. But verifying server side will take more time, it will be slow. Then we take help of JavaScript so that before reaching the server, it will verify. But there are some drawbacks also. Those drawbacks I will tell you. Features and drawbacks we will discuss of JavaScript, right? So JavaScript is used for several reasons. Client side especially, JavaScript is used client side for three major reasons. For DOM manipulations, browser interactions, and client-side validations. Client-side validation. Server-side different. In animations different. This is only client-side, how it works, right? First we will see how these work. Now in this, we are going to learn how to handle. We are going to discuss how we can handle another concept. What is it? So how JavaScript takes control of HTML and works. That means the evolution and all. Right? That we'll see tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow we will start practically working with JavaScript now. Okay? Right? So tomorrow we will start working on JavaScript. But before that, one more is you get prepared with all the topics you learned up to now. I will conduct one test. I told you now. Right? So I will conduct one test up to, it may be any day this week. Any day this week, I will conduct one test, right? First, tomorrow we will start working on JavaScript. All right. So, or meanwhile, if I prepared the content, I will post that. You have to answer those questions. Okay, na? Both for online and offline people, right? So tomorrow we'll continue then.